So today I'm going to go over the best PvE skill tree for you guys in Arc Raiders. Now, after doing the expedition, you should be like myself and completely restarted on the good old skill tree. So I'm going to show you exactly how I like to do this, and I'm a big PvE player in this game, and this is what I think is the best skill tree for PvE. So for my first 5 levels, don't forget I have done all 3 expeditions, so I'm going to have an extra 15 skill points. I've done all 3 expeditions and I've gotten every skill point needed from them 3 expeditions, so it's 5 skill points per expedition. So I like to throw 5 of them points into mobility, nimble climber to start it off, and then 1 into marathon runner, another one into youthful lungs, and then we're going to just keep going here between marathon runner and youthful lungs for a little bit. Now we have mobility up on 5. So that's how our skill tree is looking. That's our first 5 skill points gone in. Now we will have 10 more skill points here to distribute into survival. So the first one we're going to unlock is Agile Croucher. Then we're going to go for Looter's Instinct. I like to put 2 points into Looter's Instinct and then 1 into Silent Scavenger. Looter's Instinct is pretty good because when you're searching containers, the loot is revealed quicker, and it goes well with Silent Scavenger because Silent Scavenger is you make less noise while looting. So both of these perks go well hand in hand, and then I like to come over here to Revitalize and Squat, put 1 in there, and then that will give me in-round crafting. In-round crafting is super handy early game. To be able to craft up certain items early game is very, very handy. So we've 4 more points here. We're going to distribute them 4 points through mobility, just to get our stamina up so we can get around the map that little bit quicker. Now we've 9 points in mobility and 6 in survival. Now we are going to dump a ton of points into survival here to get us going. Survival has some really good perks up here in the later stage, so we need to unlock the first big perk first, which will be Suffer in Silence or Good as New. I like to go for Suffer in Silence because it brings me up onto the left side. But nonetheless, let's get unlocking here. So we're going to throw a good few points here into Looter's Instinct. 1, 2, 3. Looter's Instinct then will be maxed out 5 out of 5. And Silent Scavenger, we're going to put 2 points in here. And also Revitalize and Squat another 2 points in there. That means we have 2 more points. 2 more points to spend. And we are going to go back here into Silent Scavenger. And now we will be onto our first big perk, which is going to be Suffer in Silence. Now I'm going to unlock Suffer in Silence. Now after we unlock Suffer in Silence, it's going to unlock Broad Shoulders and also Traveling Tinker. I like to go down the route of Broad Shoulders because it increases the maximum weight you can carry, so it allows us to be able to carry more stuff so we can get more loot out of them raids that we're going into. So we're going to throw 3 points into that. I want to get survival up to 20 here first, and then we're going to go to Looter's Luck. Survival is now on 20. That means that we still have a ton of points here left to spend. So let's go back to mobility, and we're going to go the next 2 levels, Youthful Lungs and Marathon Runner. So that means that Youthful Lungs and Marathon Runner are both maxed out. So we can hop back to mobility after we get survival here. We want to get survival up into Security Breach. We have a good bit of stamina now from mobility with these 2 maxed out. So we are going to come up here, Broad Shoulders, max this out 5 out of 5. And same with Looter's Luck. We're going to max that out as well, 5 out of 5. So that brings us up to a total of 26 points. Now, Good as New also can be a decent perk. It works well with the fabric. If you're using fabric to heal, it works pretty well with that. It gives you boost stamina and the healing effect. Your stamina regeneration is also increased. So once we have Broad Shoulders and Looter's Luck fully upgraded, we're going to come back down here to Traveling Tinker, and we are going to unlock Traveling Tinker. This allows us to get extra field items that we can craft in raid. Then we're going to come back down here towards Good as New. We're going to unlock Good as New, and then that is going to give us the Stubborn Mule perk, which is a fantastic perk. This is your stamina regeneration is less affected when being over encumbered. So you can be over encumbered a little bit more. Dump 5 points into that as well. Now we are up on 33 points. Now don't forget, we need 36 points to be able to get Security Breach. So 3 more points here, and we can come over here then, put 2 perks into that, and then 1 perk into 1 Raider Scrap, and that is going to give us Security Breach. Once we have Security Breach, we're kind of done with this survival tree for now. We can come back to it with some points at the end if you want to throw them into it. So Now we are going to focus a little bit here between conditioning and mobility. I do like to get a little bit more mobility points up first before we hop into conditioning. So we're going to max out Nimble Climber here next, and then that'll bring us up to our first big perk, which is Carry the Momentum. After Sprint Dodge Roll, sprinting does not consume stamina for a short time, has a cooldown between uses. So once we got this perk here, 15, that's an extra perk on in there. We are going to leave this tree for a little bit and come over into conditioning. We're going to work on conditioning a little bit as well. So used to the weight is also a pretty good perk. Wearing a shield doesn't slow you down as much. We're going to put another point in there. Then we're going to make our way up here as well into gentle pressure and also into proficient prior. So both of these perks are pretty good. They work hand in hand also with the Looter's Instinct perk as well, and the Silent Scavenger. Both of these perks, all four of these perks kind of work together. They're pretty good. Let's start throwing a few points into conditioning. We're at 56 points out of 91. So gentle pressure, we're going to put 2 in here. Proficient prior, and there are 2 in there as well. And then we're going to come back to the use to the way, and we're going to put 2 more in there as well. Now we're going to make our way back into mobility here, and we're going to get effortless roll. This is dodge rolls cost less stamina. So we're going to throw 2 points into there as well. Now, the only other perk that I like to mess about with in mobility is crawl before you walk. This is when you're down, you crawl faster. This is a very good perk, and it also will work hand in hand with another conditioning perk that we have over this side. So that's why I like to come over this side here to Blastborn, put 1 point into that, and then we're going to put another point into Fight or Flight. We're going to come over here, max out Proficient Prior, and max out Gentle Pressure. So that'll put us up to 15 in conditioning, 18 in mobility, and 37 in survival. Now that we have 15 in conditioning, we can unlock Survivor Stamina, which is when you're critically hurt, your stamina regenerates faster. Let's get that one first. Now, this will move us up here into the next stage of conditioning. So this is where mobility and conditioning are going to start working hand in hand with each other. We have the Crawl Before You Walk perk, Down But Determined, and we also have Turtle Crawl. So let's put 2 points into Down But Determined, come back over then to Crawl Before You Walk, and our 2 points in there. Then we're going to come into the middle section in conditioning, and we're going to go a little extra. So a little extra is, if you've ever noticed when people are looting or breaching containers, it generates resources, like usually metal bits or plastic parts will just drop onto the ground. It's not the best perk, so we're just going to throw one in there. It's all you can do anyway. But it opens up Loaded Arms, which Loaded Arms is a fantastic perk. Your equipped weapon has less impact on encumbrance. Now we're at 77 points out of 91, so let's throw a few more points here into Down But Determined, and also unlock Turtle Crawl. 2 more points in there as well. Turtle Crawl is actually a really good perk. While down, you take less damage. Works hand in hand as well with these three. These 3 perks all work pretty well together. Turtle Crawl, Down But Determined, and also Crawl Before You Walk. They all work pretty well together. So we have 11 more points here, so let's start maxing out some of these other perks. Used to the weight, we're going to max that one out. We're going to come over here to Effortless Roll, we're going to max that out as well. And Crawl Before You Walk is going to get maxed out also. So we are coming close to the end here of our points. I like to throw my last few points here into Down But Determined and also Turtle Crawl. So that is 91 out of 91 skill points used. That is going to be max level on the skill tree. Now, I think this is the best PvE skill tree in the game. And it actually works pretty well for PvP as well. I know a lot more PvP players do mess around with mobility a little bit more, but I think a lot of these mobility perks are pretty useless, to be honest. But this definitely is the best skill tree for PvE in the game at the moment. Let me know if you are going to be using a similar skill tree to this one, or if it's going to be exactly like this, or if there's any other changes that you would make. This is probably going to be my last skill tree video until we get some changes to the skill tree, as I've done this video a few times before. But yeah, I said I'd do it because we have an expedition today. Yesterday we had an expedition. Everyone wiped their characters, just in case there's some new players or even older players looking for the best PvE skill tree. Here you have it. So that is all for now, guys. Stay safe out there, and I will talk to you in the next one.